Calaroga Shark Media.
From the Republican National Convention, where we just found out Trump has a granddaughter, this is Ballot.
That's right. But also, that's not the least bit important, as Joe Biden may have laid groundwork to exit the campaign gracefully. Let's hit this. This is interesting. I was heading over to ask Tucker Carlson if he wanted to hit the Applebee's with me for lunch when Joe Biden had to go and make news. In his latest interview, Biden says he'd consider dropping out if a doctor told him he had a medical condition. I guess he's waiting for Dr. Fauci to give him a note excusing him from the presidency. Lay groundwork much? Is there a doctor in the house? But wait, there's more. This is just the latest in Biden's ever-evolving list of reasons to potentially bow out. First, it was if the Lord Almighty told him to. Then, if his aides proved he couldn't win. Now, it's if a doctor diagnoses him with a case of too old for this stuff syndrome. And let's not forget Biden's admission that he originally planned to be a transitional candidate. Turns out, that transition was supposed to be shorter than a TikTok video, but now it's stretching longer than a CVS receipt. Unless he meant a totally different kind of transition, which, let's face it, would really add some spice to this campaign. Biden claims he's sticking around because of his wisdom and experience. Because nothing says healing divisions like a president who can remember the Civil War firsthand, right? It looks like Representative Adam Schiff has decided to play hot potato with the Democratic nomination, and he's tossing that spud right back to Joe Biden. Schiff, the man who's been Trump's biggest critic since sliced bread, is now telling Biden it's time to pass the torch. I guess he thinks Biden's torch might be flickering a bit too much these days. This announcement is more shocking than finding out your grandpa has a TikTok account. Schiff isn't just some swing district Democrat trying to save his own skin. He's Nancy Pelosi's buddy. It's like watching the cool kids' table turn on each other at lunch. Schiff praised Biden's legacy, but said the nation is at a crossroads. I'm pretty sure that crossroads is between Yikes Avenue and Ono Boulevard. Meanwhile, the Biden campaign is clinging to that July 8th letter like it's the last life raft on the Titanic. Look, guys, he said he'd stay in the race. No takebacks. Old Joe isn't helping himself any. He was trying to announce a rent control policy at the NAACP convention, but instead of delivering a clear message, he gave us a prime example of Biden being Biden. He started off strong, rallying against those dastardly corporate landlords raising rents by hundreds of dollars. But then, oh boy, it was like watching a car slowly veer off the road and into a ditch of confusion. Biden leaned in to squint at the teleprompter like he was trying to decipher ancient hieroglyphics. And what did he come up with? A whopping $55 cap on rent increases. I'm sure all those tenants facing $300 to $400 hikes are breathing a sigh of relief now. The crowd cheered, probably because they were just happy he finished a sentence. It's like applauding when the airplane lands. You're just glad you made it. The issue? He didn't mean to say that. He was supposed to say 5%. In the Biden administration, it's not about the accuracy of the policy. It's about the adventure of figuring out what the policy actually is. Looks like the late night guys have more help on their show than I do. All I have is an AI. They have writers. Stephen Colbert observed, Trump entered the arena like Rocky Balboa if Rocky fought for Russia. Anthony Anderson, subbing for Jimmy Kimmel, said, Trump entered the convention like a heavyweight champ, with the swagger of Mike Tyson and the ear of Evander Holyfield. Jon Stewart said, it's like for vice president. Donald selected the actor who would be hired to play Don Jr. in the Lifetime movie. Seth Meyers tagged, he looks like Teen Wolf graduated and came back to coach the team. Jimmy Fallon pointed out, in a new interview with Lester Holt, Biden admitted that he hasn't watched his whole debate with Trump. Oh, so that's why he thinks he should stay in the race. Anyway, I think I just saw Anderson Cooper. I'm gonna see if he wants to grab an early dinner since I never had lunch. I'll have more for you, live here from the Republican National Convention as stuff to make fun of happens. Trump has a granddaughter? Really? Who knew? Oh, hey, Anderson. Hold on. Let me hit stop.